Nice well videos. We're back in Torrevieja Promenade, and we've got the latest scams that are going on, and not just scams with ugga muggers, scams that are going on with the bars. As I mentioned before, there's a lot of scams going on all over Spain. So if you are coming on holiday, you live here, you've got to keep your wits about it. And the latest scam they're actually doing now, they're coming up to you with clipboards, and they're asking like certain questions, you know, pretending to be canvassers. And while they got your attention, they quickly grab your chain, literally in seconds. Before you even know it, they're away and gone. Distraction scam. And there's quite a lot of them, as you know, the ugga mugger speciality. And of course they'll come up for directions. And yeah, big thank you, as I mentioned so many times, little cuddle, and they'll have your chain or your watch away. And the other one is, as you know, the phone scam, where they'll come and tell you, you know, they'll have a little bit of paper on them or a map and say, look, can you help me find this place? Can you have a look on your phone, your Google Maps, and check it out? Of course, once your phone's open, bang, they snatch the phone, gone in seconds, in their getaway car, and then they start changing all the details, passwords and everything while the phone is open. And that's goodbye to your phone and all your bank details, and they start skimming out your bank. So yeah, scams galore, and they're not going to stop. And obviously they're probably not just happening here, they're happening everywhere. They find an easy way of making easy bucks, and literally doing it day in, day out. These people are professional, they're so good at it, you don't even know that your watch is gone or your chain sometimes. That is how good they are doing what they're doing. You've got the pat you down scam, you know, where they sprinkle a bit of shit on you, you know, go buy a spray bottle. And that happens up in Barcelona, mainly the tourist areas. They'll sprinkle a bit of shit over you, and then they pretend to wipe you down. And before you know it, they've got your wallet, and they do the wallet swap. Yeah, they've got a wallet already stuffed with a load of sawdust or whatever rubbish in it, and you won't even know your wallet's gone because you feel it and it's still in your pocket. But they've done the wallet swap, and that is quite popular in Barcelona. I mentioned videos, over 700 robbings a day there, getting robbed left, right, and centre. Of course, the old scammers and the ugga muggers, they're always going to go where the money is. Thank goodness, really, we don't get a lot here on Torrevieja. Then you get the ones that will go in the bar and they will sit and have a coffee, and they're watching you all the time, and they're watching your handbag, and sometimes they do the old handbag switch, or they might just have away your handbag within seconds. Same as with your phone, they come over and they put a newspaper over your phone and talk to you, and then gone. Your phone is gone, they've covered it. And yeah, all these kind of distraction scams going on all the time. Only that, you get the emails, don't you? You know, the PayPal ones, the favourite ones, innit? Everyone's got like a kind of PayPal account, and now they'll just tell us, you know, payments going out, confirm your details, log in. Of course, you don't log in on anyone's link, you just come right off it, delete it, and go onto your own account. And then you get the Department of Transport scam. Of course, when you're in Spain, you're driving, aren't you? You're driving around, whether it's your own car, whether it's an holiday rental, and then you get the DGT pop up, and it says that you've got a fine. Click on and pay the fine, otherwise it'll be double. Or you can go to prison within 14 days, and everyone panics, don't they? Oh, I must have done something wrong, I must have gone through a camera. And yeah, click on, they scam you out of money. And like I mentioned, DGT, do not send anything in Messenger or in your private IM message on your Apple or any WhatsApp messages. They're all people trying their luck. If you've got a speeding fine or any kind of fine, the man will turn up on his motorbike from the Carreras and you'll have to sign for it. That's when you know you've got a fine, not when you get an email through or one of these private messages. It's the same with all the other kind of scams as well, saying you owe a tax bill. Listen, you can go on to the SUMA office, actual website, and you can check it out yourself and tap in the number, and you'll find it's all bogus scam. So you've got all these scams going on. But yeah, they're the ugga muggers, they're the scammers online, and there's so many of them. I mean, I've got one the other day, told me Colonel Gaddafi's daughter, and they've got all these millions and they wanted to share it with someone, and it was a bit tempted. And yeah, of course, everyone knows it's scams. Get them in, day out, delete, block. But they're not the only ones scamming us. Yeah, we've got these bars and restaurants scamming us now. In Spain, they're all at it. Well, that's if you want to call it a scam. Of course, you've gone in a restaurant and you're having your meal, and then you check your bill at the end of it, and then you find out they've charged you for ice cubes. Yellow, they call it in Spain, yellow for ice cubes. So you've asked for ice for your drink, and they charge you 10 cents for a couple of cubes of ice. So we know everyone's got to make their money, but I mean, if you're spending a hefty bit of money in these restaurants, come on now, charging you 10 cents for a cube of ice. But that ain't just that they're up to either. There's a lot of other things they're doing as well, and that's why you always have to check your bill. Of course, it ain't just here where they're scamming you. Egypt scammers as well. Went to Egypt and they're coming up to me and telling me, your wife is so beautiful, I'll give you 1,000 camels. 1,000 camels? I said, you're joking. I said, that's so bloody good. I said, but how am I supposed to get them on a bloody plane? Some of them are a bit crafty and they sneak a little service charge on there. And yeah, you go out and you go, well, do you know what, it's cheap here, isn't it, Spain? And you have your meal and you don't even bother checking the receipt because you know it's going to be cheap. But if you start looking at things and checking, like they've sometimes added something on. And the worst thing is as well, you go in a restaurant and you get so much food, and then when you check the bill, because you've asked, like, can you take it away, and they give it a little bag. We call it doggy bags in the UK, I don't know what you call it in the rest of Europe, but you take it home because it's still good food, you paid for it and you can't eat it all. So you get your little bag, don't you? And yeah, you check your receipt, they've charged you 10 cents or sometimes 20 cents, 30 cents for the containers for your little doggy bag. So it ain't just the ugga-muggers and the filtering scams coming through the emails. The restaurants are trying it up as well. As you know, the biggest scam going, they're at it all the time in Benidorm, the old pea scam. A little pea under the cup, and they give you a little peep of it so you know where it is. Of course, it's sort of scamming it because that pea, they sort of press a button and it disappears under their little cup. And yeah, you're so 100% sure you followed it. They make sure they tease you with a little pea where it's hiding. And then cha-ting, you go and lay all your money down thinking you've cracked it, and it ain't there because they're scammers. They're not going to let you win. They're not going to show you the pea where it's hidden. And if you go against it and you know the little scam and you go, I'm not going to pick that one, and you go, well, it's got to be one of the other two. And they go, and then you hit the jackpot. And so do they, because they shout out old Bill and they run and they're gone. So yeah, and if you think people are winning, listen, they're all in it. There's about 5 or 6 rand now, all in the old scam. I do give it away a bit because most of the time we've all got the same jackets on. And of course they normally have a woman and an old man, and they're all in the scam and they're just trying to suck you in. So yeah, you don't want to be falling into them scams. Fortunately for us, we don't get that along the promenade in Torrevieja. We only get the looky-looky. But yeah, we don't get so much of that. And the ugga-muggers are about. But Torrevieja, because there ain't no real getaway when you're on the promenade, and cars like to park up, and you can't literally park up because there ain't no spaces, so they'll be in the middle of the road, the getaway car. So basically, you don't get a lot of muggings here, but you will get in the surrounding areas, which would be along the Torrevieja Costa. They do get it there, like in Playa Flamenca, Cabaret, all the bars inland, where they're just waiting to do the pounce, grab it and run, basically. And I don't care how big you are. I mean, my mate's massive, and they literally were trying to pull it off his wrist. He had one in one side and one on the other side, and yeah, literally had to get in his car and bolt the doors down. So yeah, these scammers are about, but yeah, we're all right here. You're okay along the promenade, like I say, but if you come on holiday, I'll tell you so many times, if you don't want to lose it, don't take it out with you. Because you don't need your passport and your NIE when you go to the beach, and you don't need your life savings. Just take a little bit of money with you, what you're prepared to lose, and you'll be okay. And this is the beach here, as you can see. We've been right along here, absolutely banging, isn't it, eh? That's because the weather's still banging. We're still in this heat wave, second heat wave. Because September, everyone knows it cools down. A lot of the Spanish here do go back to their own countries where it could be a little bit cooler, and then come back in September, and then hopefully it's cooler here. But yeah, we're a second heat wave, mid-30s, 35s, 34s, and in some places inland up to 40 degrees. It's absolutely bonkers, but we love it, don't we? So that is the latest news, of course. Scammers, check your receipt, see what they're charging for you, and be careful, don't let anyone get too close. But yeah, big thank you, of course, to all the subscribers, and of course all the coffees, they really help me. And yeah, appreciate all the support. From Torrevieja, Playa del Cura Beach, it's hasta luego.